Good morning, one and all. Myself, Dr. Radhika, working as assistant professor in the Department of Agricultural Engineering, SNS College of Technology. Today, we are going to discuss about variation species in the unit genetic and immune systems. Introduction about this. In the world of biology, variation is the colorful playlet that paints the diversity of life. But what is truly fascinating is how this diversity can lead to the birth of new species, a process known as speciation. Join us, we are explore the interplay of variation and speciation, un- unraveling and the secrets behind life, diversity, and evolution of new forms. Then let's see the types of variation. Phenotypic types and genotypic versus phenotype. Phenotypic variation. Phenotype variation pertains to observable difference in the physical traits or characteristics among individuals. It is a result of a combination of genetic variation and environmental influences. Then, example phenotype traits include height, eye, color, and skin tone in human, as well as coat color in animals. Then, genotype versus phenotype. Genotype refers to an individual genetic makeup, which include the specific alleles, gene variants they process. Then, phenotype, on the other hand, is the physical expression of those genetic traits. While genetic variation is inherited, phenotypic variation can be influenced by genetic environment or a combination of both. Let's see the sources of genetic variation. Mutation, genetic recombination, crossing over. Mutation. Mutation are spontaneous changes in DNA sequence. The spontaneous suddenly changes in DNA sequences, it will occur the mutations. They are the primary source of new genetic variation. Genetic recombination. Genetic recombination occurs during meiosis, the process of cell divisions that produce gametes that span and egg cells. The last one is crossing over. Crossing over is a specific type of genetic recombination. It occurs during meiosis when homologous chromosomes exchange segments of DNA. Then independent assortment. What do you mean by independent assortment? Independent assortment nothing but occurs during meiosis when different pairs of chromosomes segregate independently of each other. It results in the random distribution of maternal and paternal chromosome into gametes. This leads to the incredence of unique combination of chromosomes from each parent. Then let's see the gene flow. Gene flow, also known as migration, otherwise called as its migration, occurs when individual from one population join to another population and interbreed. It reduces new alleles into population, increasing genetic diversity. Gene flow can be important for maintaining genetic variation with the species. Then phenotype. Let's see in brief genetic phenotype variation. Phenotype variation refers to observable difference in physical traits and characteristics among individuals within a population or species. Phenotype variation is rooted in genetic diversity. It arises from the combination of genetic variation and gene expression leading to various physical traits. Phenotype variation is essential for evolutionary process and adaptation. It provides the raw material upon which natural selection acts, enabling population to adapt to change environment over time. Types of speciation. Allopathic speciation and symbiotic speciations. Allopathic speciation occurs when population of specific become geographically isolated from each other. Sympatric speciations occurs when new species arises within the same geographic area without physical isolations. It often involves the development of distinct ecological niches or mating preference within the same populations. Then parapatric species and parapatric speciation. Parapatric species occurs when neighboring population of a species with a limit gene flow develop genetic difference and reproductive barriers. It typically happens along gradients or zone of transition where the environmental conditions change gradually. Parapatric speciations occurs when neighboring population of species with the limit gene develop genetic difference and reproductive barriers. Evidence of species. Then Fossil record. The fossil record provides evidence of speciation through the observation of transitional fossils. Geographical distribution. By geography, the study of species distribution often shows patterns of speciation. Isolated regions like islands or remote environment may be host unique species that have evolved in isolations. Then finally, genetic variation and phylogenetics. Genetic studies include DNA analysis can reveal pattern of genetic divergence among populations. Then observation of reproductive isolation. Observation reproductive barriers are direct evidence of speciation. Reproductive isolation mechanisms include difference in mating behavior, mating seasons, or even genetic incompatibility. Thank you, one and all.